Chapter 11, El Paso, Texas. Samuel stopped telling his story to young Cush and just sat for in debate. Daddy. Samuel heard his small but calling of his name. Cush looked up at him. Where are you crying, Daddy? Samuel got up and started looking for some peppers. Hurry it is. Es returned and sat down. Prophetess acclaimed breakfast peppers centuries ago, and said it best. You were for the soul of humanity and plant your this real and lunging. Heard still when went to south for one of it or little of the enemy you face. You are, in effect, fighting your war and two friends. Worst of all, trained to save so many widows no fair in dinner, refuses to believe it when you told them, and refuses to accept it even after 5 cent proof. Fattest men said of most of us will be encountered for some time no center running towards in, along with favoritisms. Sexism, men faking fair superior to woman. Racism, we descend offer people of color faking fair superior to black. People offers of different sets fan themselves. Classism on faking fair superior to offer because of what people will faith and fair in origin, has who affect fair facts in the brain of this base. Saddest and most frustrating of all is dealing with the truth. Yet no, what intent or fable. Then none of this is anything more than an illusion created by the very enemy you faith. And you are fitting to pull people out of a burning house while they insist in the offense the forms while self them. On definition of foul is, the trust intellect. Turning a few pages, Samuel said, Harrison offer on elect by her. It would be nice if me people were as quick to notice the prophecy or of birthday wishes or photos of good babies. When Peter says, me people perish for lack of knowledge, it is true. But they also perish because they cause it all, ignored knowledge when it is given. As Moses said, the people eat, drank, and wrestled to play. Because it was easier than facing the truth. The richer king, scholar, on to warn that the perpetual war against black people was never ending yet would continue until we create systems for fighting back. For decades, since the end of the Civil War, police and the prison system have been as a dual control since in freedom to form black slaves and their descendants. The police were originally formed, evolving out of the pursuit to track down only slaves in order to protect wages. Terrified of retaliation following human passion. They were at first paid by yours. Then they bought into common petrolsen. Until the municipal guardians theoretically. It was never intended that black men should be vehement and sensitive or formed toward letting control that very route. Statistics don't lie. As Richard King Lockwood pointed out, this war is about revenge, retaliation, and retained control of the community albeit a few moral witness and sub-witness believe shall have total equality and freedom. We were few resistors of the civil war, trade to $1 a day and was sent until, like our Native American brothers and sisters, demanded around, free and independent nation within a nation, with all for its and benefits who were very talented. We would never know true freedom. As he said in his speech to give it to political candidates, freedom and free. They let us go, but keep our freedom hostage. Came is to curtail and reduce your population by reducing and controlling the black male, CNest. Great threat to white supremacy power and key to our production. The statistics speak for themselves. Recognizing faces on. Thing, changing it is an offer. Whipping the tears from his eyes, Samuel said, sorry, son. Just thinking about our people who have it from the that have played with the land, and he was thinking about them. Anyway son, that's enough for today, imtured. Trying to change the subject, Cush asked, how do you talk to animals, Daddy? Samuel, seeing the concern on Cush's face, smiled, that's a hard on to explain. It's more telepathically, but not really. Have to think about how to explain that on and get back to that on. When you have been doing something so long, it's just hard to explain it. Samuel looked at Cush. Son, it's getting late. Come on back tomorrow. Come on before it gets any darker. Truth was Samuel was so emotionally upset and didn't want to continue his story. But Cush was not sleepy and started asking Samuel more questions about his story. Daddy, whatever happened to Lee when he went to Lake Providence? Samuel smiled and pointed at Cliff and Ron, sleeping on a cuff across from them. Faster his descendants wait there. Surrounding him were dishes and towels from them as that they had bought from Prophet Day as it all Cush history. Clean up his mess, take the dishes to the sink, and go on home. Tell your mother to send you over her after you have done your course tomorrow. Cush was hesitant. Honestly, Daddy, after that story about Fasidimans, I'm afraid to sleep tonight. Samuel stood up and stretched. Do you know the Lord's Prayer? Cush quickly said, Yes, Daddy. Samuel looked at Cush. Ochan, say that, and you will sleep just nicely. Samuel walked toward the kitchen and abruptly stopped. Listen, somewhere in it you would people say you have to say if you have more sort of for God to hear you. Yes, I just back on ya. Friend to your creator and let him do it ya. You see, everyone's friendship is different. Become his friend, you respect your friends. Heart on earth. Respect him as if he is your friend. Yet no, he doesn't look if he's or fat. Don't officer fat no even his way looking over friend, and how do I over it path. You have a friend who cannot stand cigar smoke, so do not smoke around him. Fat is respect, fat's a friend. Cush still didn't want to go home and had heard many people say, don't act fat men about no pottery, has God, but how weary you ought. So said, Daddy, you heard you word Porrito. Samuel was determined to send Cush in his way, but it knew he was still buffered about the story of Clubs and Succubus, so Samuel turned around and took a seat in his chair. Turns into family. I'll tell you a few, and then you'll have it to go. Home, a word of his on thinking about how it is to be in olden days. Clearing his throat, he said, perfect world. Grandfather smoking like a train as he grasped for air to breathe. Mother is cursing. Father ducking from the things thrown in the air. Sons and daughters are growing up so fast, saying, life isn't fair. Grandmother saying Bethesda and friends are missing. No food in the house, nothing is in the kitchen, everyone screaming, this living isn't fair. This country is singing like birds, with words of foolishness and pride. Foolishness and pride if it we despise. City racing like in son of hell, as she prepares for war. Girls dancing as it captures their prisoners, returning them to jail. Skulls praying, for take away this few who are sending this to hell. But who cares? Jobs being as they treat to refumatable. Money crying up for its cousin's greed and pride that can be seen even in your ease. Husband seeking because he is unable to pay his rent. Preacher crying, for they have no more stories to tell. Grass swabbing like little children, as they wait patently to speak to the comfort of, or even them on to sleep. Dog barking like selfish woman. What can't have their way? Fleas bidding as they what their need to faith, to survive, all this jive, while sitting in their prey. This is slurping into darkness, as all this making you boil. It's happening because of you. As it waiting patiently for the moment to grab you, taking you to its home, your in resting place. Crown men yelling like little jaws, as we all try to live in this perfect world. Samuel said. Elak this until, sings of victims. He asked so many questions, not and could be answered. He had to learn them on me how. We didn't need no answer to me questions. Were they so hard? Had to release some of them on me how. Search it and search it. Still, no one could answer these questions except him. Who knows everything. God's and mercy is his name. Asked it about wonder, pain, and suffering. Asked it about making and prejudice. In the end hatred. Explain. How we all go for half as things today. Well offer things didn't way. Generations getting worse than town before. Facet weren't as strong, but humble. Well make it as she have him. Telling him, it will soon be over. It will no longer exist. Telling him, it was going to get worse. Before it gets better. Telling him, it was all waiting, in the sands of the Thames. Samuel Finol sent Cush home, but bright and early, Samuel saw Cush's staring at Jiminy as if he were trying to speak to him. Cush stood for 10 minutes before he continued into Samuel's house. As he knocked on the door, Samuel said, come on in, Cush. Cush walked into the house. Samuel curiously asked, well, you see you were trying to talk to old Jiminy. Did you get anywhere? Cush said out of frustration, no. Samuel smiled, just keep trained, one day, we'll do a furry entry to differ. Fit out for a while, and be made from a big breakfast as well, and fin it off and headed to his study. Samuel took a sip of coffee, Sabbath had told Albertus first, before he went into Verinos. There was a reason for that, but first he must say. Hammond started set origin of color, religion, and demeanor everything also because of unboard, jealousy. You don't hate some in better spheres smarter than you. Do you? Cush said, no. Samuel asked, how about taller than you? Cush gave a funny look, no. A look uttered, the same way and it's the silliest thing, man averted. But Sabbath made that clear. Both will get to that in a bit. Taking another sip of coffee, well now, when in acclimating incubus and succubus were well left off, but let's fast forward a bit. He wasn't all for 3 months and learned a lot about his family and some important things that will prepare him emotionally for his trip to origin. Samuel paused for a second. Well, after a lot I traveled alone for 4 more months or so. Many days were delightful and encouraging, some very hard and rigorous, but when in it he was transforming into the man that Sabbath wanted him to. Traveling by thought by day, resting at night to avoid evil popularities and mental differ, forfeiting being, because little of him it was not him. But he was learning a deeper understanding of each component of man's totality. He saw the difference between the traditions of men and spirituality. He got closer to 3 metro so in life it would last from 3 to 6 months, whereby 8 meters stop intensified the training. On city was just a few miles north of the metro, Shreveport, Louisiana. Then he headed southwest near Metro Dallas, then, he headed to the abandoned cities of Marine and Bolin, Texas. On Siena Belen, when he needed to defend himself in effect wasn't forced, after training, as he headed west, he noticed 10 miles walking along set him as a fake knew him. The center started changing as a boy chet will squirrels slow chessy cover. With his attention focused on squirrels, he suddenly turns and sees his infamous of the desert, seeing a rattlesnake slaughter right by him. Confused about what he stopped in it, he stopped and said to himself, what is this? Did you feel? Moses appeared before him. When he said, confess, he didn't know the difference between reality and dreams. He was just in a wooded area, and now suddenly in the desert. But he didn't see what was in front of him, but rather a dream ahead many months ago. Moses said to him in a calm voice, turn around. You'll see how you walk at least a mile in the desert. The environment you already said to has abruptly ended, and it will be a while before you return to it you already need somewhere else, from lineal to less location, when journal. It helped you find that place, and know the differences between that two. I need you to concentrate and learn this for a reason. Sabbath has been dealing with you with this since you left home. Introducing you to your dreams, that now have come to peace, and it's Rowan's runner for a reason. You will explain later as you learn that difference. Now, continue to travel west. You will return with a blessing from Sabbath when you have achieved this final lesson. When Inikiva said, you don't understand it at all. Moses said, yeah well. And when Inikiva rubbed his ears, scratched his head, then replied with determination, it is. Unfamiliar with this environment, he didn't know where to read or where to find water. He ran across a plant and what appeared to be some kind of fruit, and if he took a bit of it and found himself getting sick, then, woke up and still had the fruit in his hand, but it hadn't been bitten, so he immediately threw it away. The confession would come and go, and he was going crazy for a moment. He dropped to his knees as he cried, Sabbath, I don't know what I'm doing. Please guide me. As he was praying, Sabbath showed him a cactus, and the things he read is a film manifest. Water from cactus and snakes. Ye shall yet. This bizarre dreams continued to happen to him until he began to get a dozen, but this did remain. Sam for 30 days until he found himself in Socorro, Texas, also El Paso. Moses appeared before him, saying, your trials are finished, and you have accomplished all that Sabbath has recorded of you. And unting when in Ichabod's forehead, Moses continued, release your spirit, open your mind, and you will follow. The spirit has a gift, but the flesh and the mind prevents manifestation. Each gift is an equal for everyone, for gifts are freely given to all flesh. Fed Sabbath Creators. Your creator trusts you because if you heard and come once. Farewell on will be free people in Feslefidim will shall receive this gift. It's also uncommon to you like breathing, and you must embrace it. For it is a special gift from Sabbath. You are first of humanity ever to receive such a gift, and you shall teach everyone how to embrace this gift. With this special gift, you shall pass it into your descendant when the time comes. Your gift as a man is a gift to sit here for it is, sincere or not. But that gift you receive from Sabbath shall be as you have read in the box of kings during your hygiene, so shall you bless your descendant with a double portion of the blessing associated. Class your is and talum wetiasi. When Iniku quickly replied, darkness. Before he could finish the word, he said, wait. You see me alone in the desert, and you are not her. Moses said, before you opened your eyes, you will not be heard because your journey from her is you now, and you will only see me again when Sabbath and it's you to see me. Your special gift from Sabbath is to see 10 minutes into the footer, but you need to accept it, and control it, if I doesn't need to open your gift, which you will learn. Your true journey starts now. When Enoch opened his eyes, and Moses was gone. The evening sun fed as he sat there gazing into the sea, and I looked at her just within many for a quite dinnerous the sunset. He reached for his bow, shot her, prepared a small fire, and climbed it as he went for her to the top at perfect brown town, as he ascended with somewhat lust for shirts and spits received from his mother. He just stood there looking into the fire, grabbing a pen and pad, and wrote, Black Race. Contemplating. Yes, he details and forgot this weary man. Sad fights, happy fights, but how do I express myself to you? Ungrateful is a body like it was. It seems hard to say, but it's the truth. Fate will lead you to the straight and narrow way. Disrespectfulness seems to be second nature for you. We do it so hard to be so polite in these sayings. Cast with humility and kindness, you get the best results. Nothing will happen without it will. If people don't listen to you, it will be your fault. What kind of nonsense is that? You speak, and you take what you want. All I ask is, do your own research. I do not lie, it's the best of make knowledge. Here you go, fate it all face. By the way, I dedicated this to the black race. Firstly, to the males who make up 70% of us who are in jail. Discern. For the sisters who have forgotten about true love. Know when you are wrong. And is safe as in every aspect of life. If you need an example, look at Jesus' trust. He paid the price. The supreme sacrifice. Fed is a netter, fed who are knowing, has created so much confidence between us. Within us. Creating something that the black race has never seen before. Killing for land that's not ours. Killing each other for the colors we wear. Killing one another because of a simple stare. Brothers rejecting the natural curse of a man. Even sisters are doing the same. Receiving within themselves that which is unnatural and uncommon. What a silly and lame game that we play. Talking to the black race. Tough as you wouldn't understand, let me refer you a hand. Homosexuality is what they refer to. At first, when he saw it, it was something feared to see. If I did called rub off on me. Ignorant to the sickness, but now it's clear. No more do we reject me brothers and sisters, because of their sexuality. Many have been acid, abused, and now confessed. Unable to deal with these problems, they have left their true origin. They are always in love. But as long as they need me, they will always be. Fair for them to see. Cast fear me people, the black race. There are some amongst you, I've heard you say. He is from the south, but I'm from the north. She is from the West Indies, but I'm from Europe, and that saddens me. Are you trying to say I'm dumb, and you're smart? Hell, where's your demon hair? Where are your eyes? Where's all black? Take me with you now, and I'll take you with you now. Let's stop being each other's foes. Someone who holds the truth, but never tells the truth is of knows. How can you be useful to anyone but you? Knowledge that isn't shared, that makes me bull. So it wasn't our way of dealing with our problems. We were always able to handle them, even solve them. Unsprable to be called black race. Now too many, it's a disgrace. Jumping off bridges. Putting guns to our heads. Our precious gift of love flows through the streets until we are dead. Rats lick fish blood, as if it's wind. This must be a part of the intimacy. From baby until Uncletoms. Field neighbors to house neighbors. From jail to prison. Is our existence a sin? Told sisters, they won't say much, because you believe a lot of weight wrong with you. This is slave mentality still runs rampant in our hearts and minds. Jealousy and envy is helping to destroy your kind, or means. Can you be happy with anyone? They live in an house. Or drive a thin car. What is him? We're still playing the calling game. A people that has been for so much hell. We should bitterness people and fist plant. Killing and hurting is all weak now. So, it seems to be only thing we do left and criticize, thus you will have a dream. Don't have respect for our mothers. The black race seems to be a disrespect to the human race. Come out of a person you have been molded to be. For it was in your men's body father. Learn to be lovers of yourself. Then you can be lovers to others. When faith happens, you will no longer be called a race that doesn't exist. For her is the land of black. Montel. You realize that you will forever be an outcast. The lowest form of life. Yes, you first not your point of origin. Koreans, Japans, Europeans, Italians. All recognize it your race, their place. But your title will be plain and simple. The black race. When inequity was staring at the fair, waiting for his meal to finish, when his small something strained, loppy up, he saw his meal burning. After a few minutes of cleaning up the burnt sections, he slowly ate his meal and lay down for the night. He had this enough a few men just a few years away from him as he was laying down. He focused on timid and fair conversation. Excellent, one man said to another, no disrespect, but your father will have me hit if we don't return soon. Said Merger, a tall and skinny young man about 18 years old whose job was to look after his son, the young son of a tyrant named Woody Pass. They stood looking it when in Ecuador, raging in his notepad from a descent with three of his bodyguards, Adalbert, Owen, and Corin. I'll have Corin take your head now, if you don't be quiet. Said Helen. I'm hungry now, and this cat has dinner already ready. We're going to kill him and take his fucking fall. Aislinn was 18 years old, tall, hard-faced, and a very spoiled young man. Yellow had no choice but to agree. Follow me, lad, Finn. Adalbert said. When inequity sent Hurst his faith inequities gaffer ben a large brushing to dessert. After 10 minutes, he hears, evening, me friend, we mean no harm. We're heading toward El Paso, and that you might be in your way as well, and maybe you might need some company. Adalbert said. When inequity smelled better, he knew his word the same man he saw in his vision. When inequity was always a serious young man and hardly joke or played around at all, you would have to have known him for quite some time for him to make a joke around you. They didn't know that this weapon of truth was a Witteken passed down from his ancestors, which yielded the same race word instead it in you turn at a particular way, made from authentic, his great-grandfather had called years ago. They didn't know that this ball was an offered weapon he loved for distance, which his grandfather made for his father, and his father gave it to him for his journey. But this love for carving wood and fashion indifferent. Metals made him an expert in throwing stars and knives. What they didn't know was about to be the last thing they knew. For when Enoch said to the man, how is it that so many come for one man? Is this the way of the iniquities? No, you have not known of his ways in hunting for boar. As a child, we did go and robs to hunt a great beast, for they are dangerous animals when you come to fast. So, as this way you see when you see a great animal, and your children looking for a great adventure. Corin was his son's chief bodyguard, 22-year-old, 6 foot 2 inches, weighing 260 pounds, with muscles bulging out of his clothing. He snarled, popping his neck and shaking his shoulders. Leave this little man tone, and let me show him where he do two bars. Pass until finish popping his neck, he said. Let's play little man. When Inik Benelith the current time machine, so said stupid to his written market him to the match, Finn, around and knit him in the head, followed by Randa's kick. Is that the best you can do? When Inik shouted, pointing at Corin, who was knocked out cold. Seeing this, daughter for many audacity wished toward when Inik do. His kicked Albert in the throat as he gasped for air. He took off his cane and quickly struck him in the temple, instantly killing him. As he swung around, he crossed it over by your, Alwyn, Integron. As Alwyn was leaning forward, he now attacked Marger. With arms swift mouth, he turned the handle of his cane, revealing the singer's blade, taking out Alwyn but jerking his hair to see to look distant to the defeated Marger as he was leaning forward. As Alwyn, the giant's son, fearing for his life, ran into the darkness. Listening to his footsteps as he ran, when Enoch put through his turf, it landed deep into the back of his skull, killing him. Anger comes over him as he hears the moans of Corin, the quick red of his son reigned. His heart, turning at 180 degrees. Head of his son reigns lasted it in the air, forcing the blood from the blade. With arms swift mouth, he whips it with a cloth as it collapses back into the cane. As the hair-flocking mechanism clicked, he looked for a minute at the dead man. Fender Faith had already played out in his mind, but he had to play his part when he took delivering of the world might before they met him. Amazed at seeing things before they happened, he learned how all different scenarios play out in his head, as he was not meant for playing games. But when Enoch always hated violence and was saddened, but he saw what they would do to him and realized it was hurt him. But the sight of blood, which he considers the soul's sense, still saddened him as his daughter, had threw up his entire meal. He cut the packs of his belongings and heads toward Metro Peso, Texas. Seeing the maze of a man's face sent the blood in his laughing, he dropped to his knees in distress and said, Sabbath, please forgive me for have shed blood, and I have called, not on, but fed more of your cravings in the night. It seemed like hours as when Enoch cried out to Sabbath before he finally fell asleep. As the close face senses darkness, he sees a small light above his head. The light gets larger and more prominent, then suddenly, he sees a scream of her. It's a boy, she shouts for joy. His family surrounded him, for it is his birth that he is witnessing. When Enoch sees his entire life, it was as if her libido was second until it attacked him. He fell asleep. The darkness covered him again, and then he heard a great voice. Before you were in the womb, you called me. Waking up to that great voice, when Enoch rose from his sleep and wiped the tears from his eyes, it is so. Sun rose, when Enoch smiled, for Jah had covered him, but the pain still overshadowed him. 3 hours had passed filled with pessimistic emotions as he arrived on myself of happening into a pesometer. The first metro had ever seen in his life, looked close at least, fair were in Latin metron. Hundreds of thousands of microstatic knew of, and military metros were down South Dallas, Houston, and Atlanta. El Paso was no longer considered the South, but its metro was a gigantic probably about 24 mile station a perimeter of 50 miles wide. He had heard about metro and macros from offers in his village, books in the library, but had never seen them for himself. He stood 30 now for 50 minutes. The bubble, as it is called back home, stood for like a transparent, crystallized liquid the same to fall like a waterfall but was forced to stay in place with an never-ending cycle of outflow. He stood looking from the bubble for to see the ski, LarryBolins, and dozens of thick rough rising from the bubble. He was in awe of floating Bolin that stood amid the atmosphere.